can we, okay, so let's take the real scenario that happened. What do we do to prevent that?
So what I think happened here is how it was triggered was this user had auto updates, and it's been a while since they came in the app, and then they got that notification, and then that got them back in the app, but they got blocked by the critical OTA screen.
Right. Okay.
But
And, and what would we do to prevent this?
We're not gonna prevent it. The critical screen will be there. We don't want it at all.
No, we do. We needed them to update.
Okay, so yeah, once the user is there, we can save the navigation state.
Yeah, my question is how do we do that?
Like this is how
A code change.
Yeah, we need a code change. I mean, yeah, everything like we discussed that we need to do. It's a code change. It's
right.
a front end. It's a front end change that requires new build.
Yeah. So okay, so we need front end code change that requires new build, and if I've heard you right, it's like potentially multiple aspects. Like do we have to anticipate different deep links that could be affected?
Yeah, because that critical update, it interrupts whatever the flow is user going through. So we want to take into consideration other deep links as well.
So okay, so it's not a global fix. So we would have to consider all of them.
No, it's gonna be a global fix because we're gonna when I said like save React navigation state, meaning like all the deep links they will be taken into consideration. It will be one fix.
If we identify the deep links.
We don't even have to.
We don't have to, because what I was worried about is maybe we miss some deep links.
I know we don't have to. We're not gonna be like go find this deep link, this and this and this. Whereas they're gonna the navigation state has all the deep links, the information, the navigation. So
that's what I was getting at. Okay, so one front end change will cover all instances.
Yeah.
That's where I was not clear. Okay, that's good to know. So, is this pretty straightforward? I mean, like, would you be able to do this?
I've never done it before, but I know it's possible. But I have to look into it, see how to do it.
Okay, and it would obviously would just be going forward. So like, it wouldn't affect this last build, would it?
Yeah.
Right. So like, that means the next time we use a critical update, it should we shouldn't have that problem.
Yeah, we should not have it.
I see. And is how like straightforward is it? Like, I mean, it seems like it could be. This was one of those things that'd be really difficult to test because like you have to do the build, trigger an critical OTA, then see if a deep link didn't work. It would be, I don't know. I don't want to take too much time unless you're pretty sure it's like, oh, it's like one line of code and it's like 90.
That's not. It's not one line of code.
Okay. How about when you do the fix? Like, is it like pretty much like a high 90% chance it's going to work? Because like the testing, it's going to be a nightmare.
For me, I can trigger the testing for me. Like I can show that critical update on demand for me while developing, and I can navigate to the app using the deep link easily. So for like on the development environment, I can do that to test it. But like a real test, that's a different story because we need a critical update. And yeah, the tricky part is just the critical update. Yeah. As for the deep link, that's easy.
Okay. Will you make a note? Let's not make it a top priority, but will you make a note that we want to do this coming up sometime, maybe in the next week? and because I would like to focus on more valuable parts of the project. Like, I looked at a lot of those Lottie files, and most of them seem to be working. There was one that needed to be fixed, which is now fixed. Maybe we can get a build with all of the upgrades you did to the Lottie library and Lotties.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some small changes I want to do around, like just polishing up some of the flows, like onboarding and stuff like that. But yeah, did you make a note?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, like the Friend Connect, it worked really well. Not the Friend, the first favorite flow I saw, and I've seen the start the combo and our dummy messages and things like that, all working to where users are spending a lot more time in the app and finding more people and sharing, favoriting and sharing more, way more than ever before. Like, it's a huge turnaround from where we were like a few months ago. As I've been saying, like normally most users would come to the home screen, they poke around a little bit, they wouldn't really know what to do, and then that'd be it. But now, all the stuff we've been working on seems to be creating the behaviors that are our retention is way higher. Like, we're above 40% retention, and that's really good for any app. Like, that's a good benchmark for any app. So we're definitely on the right track. So yeah, I want to take a step back, and I think Ismail, you actually suggested like maybe we take a look at errors that are happening, go through logs, and do some cleanup. We did some good memory leak cleanup last week. I think that's a really good idea. I want to polish up our onboarding a little bit. There's always little things that we can do there. In fact, there's one screen I saw people get hung up on, which is, I'm just going to do exactly what Zenly did on their screen. It's not even a big change, but it's like it's crazy how a small change can make a big difference. But anyway, I want to go through everything like real detailed, and again, Jerry, I want to also run through. Are there any more? I think there was a couple more questions I had around some of those users that were not clear, like how the Friend Connect didn't trigger.
Sorry to interrupt. The App Store is approved and ready to be submitted.
For Apple?
Yeah.
Well, that was quick. Okay, great. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Also, to your last comment about the retention, John,
mm-hmm.
I was curious because, I've read many benchmark reports from Mixpanel and Amplitude and stuff, but, these benchmarks don't have everything. So I popped the question into Grok real quick. Is 48% weekly, I gave it the full prompt. 48% weekly retention for a new social app in its first week is, 48% weekly retention for a new social app is well above typical benchmarks. The average 7-day retention for social apps hovers around 20 to 30%, with top tier apps hitting 35% or more in their early stages. 48%, you're outperforming most new social apps and even some established players during their launch phase.
That's incredible. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. It was so awesome seeing that on a session replay where everything worked like exactly as designed, and the user could have backed out. Like, there are ways out of these flows, but the user went through the whole flow, shared it with everybody, and so we're really close. Like, we just got to make sure those notifications are firing off, and all the little steps, like obviously the Friend Connect didn't work because the OTA for one of the users, but we'll button all that up. But that's great. We're on our way. Like, I think we're poised to really take off this year and get those millions of users in and get the flywheel going as all this gets buttoned up and the retention stays high, and then we just start promoting more with marketing and influencers and all that stuff. So Jerry, there was still a mystery, right, on some of it that you wanted to...
Let me go what we talked about. So we talked about Sircles Buddy as the inviter. I canceled that out from the back end.
Okay.
So they don't get to start the convo with Sircles Buddy.
Okay. So, and I don't remember, there must have been like some kind of campaign link we used for Sircles Buddy.
Yeah. There was for some of the group chat messages. Maybe, I don't know if that's the one that's being shared on the official Instagram.
I do see Circles Buddy as an inviter in the reports.
Mhm.
That's what tipped me
Yeah,
off.
no, I definitely recall generating a link for one of the group chats for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is out there. It's probably on Instagram. I don't know who the inviter is for on the Instagram page.
Okay, so that means some people got start the combo with it. Circles Buddy. Okay. But now it will, like, we can still use the campaign link, but it won't do that one to start the combo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you sure we didn't like accidentally kill start the combo for everybody? Like it's just
No, I just said if first. I mean, I didn't merge in production yet, but I did it in QA this morning. Basically, I said if the user's inviter is ID 4, which is Circles Buddy, then they don't have an inviter. Clear it out.
I see. Okay, so that would be very specific.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so what was the other?
Next one was with all the messages from Tyler Evans.
Right, that was weird. Was that, did he really just send like the hi name? Like there was no body of a message? Or was there a bug or?
I didn't check the images because I didn't check the messages because they're decrypted. I mean, they're encrypted in a database.
Yeah, that's true.
So for me to like grab all the messages, I have to like go and decrypt them. I don't want to do that. It's a lot of work.
But
But
cleared out all those messages.
yeah, he created like 500 messages to people that were onboarding. I don't know how he was getting these users, but
I think we might have been new users at the time. I don't know. Oh well, so you got rid of all those.
yeah, got
This session replay has been already really valuable because for everyone listening here didn't realize, like I was able to see there's like a message sitting there from a guy on our team for a bunch of people, but it was missing part of the body of it, and it was awkward. Like we already have good messages now from Circles Buddy, from what's streaming. Like there's already messages sitting in the lobby. We didn't need this one, so it's just an odd thing. People are reading it, probably going like, "What is this?" I would never have known without seeing the session replay. So that, among many other things it's revealed, has helped a lot. But yeah. So anyway, you cleared that out, and then we still had a mystery, right, Jerry, around you because I remember you saying we'll talk on Monday.
Ooh, what did I say? We'll talk on Monday. But I think this was the OTA thing that we said we were going to talk on Monday for.
So it was.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm just like going through our messages on the weekend. Circles Buddy.
Correct, but need to investigate why the front end did not load the friend connect. Oh yeah, he figured it out because it was the OTA.
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
And that was session replay that helped with that too.
Right.
You go to the chat log. I mean, not the chat log, but the log in session replay, and you could see where the friend connect was logged at the start of the session.
Right. Okay. While we're talking about session replay and the app here, let me download it. Is it ready in the App Store now? Danny?
It's in the App Store, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, could you do me a favor and can you get that latest version and ideally put it on a real device? And when you scroll in the feed, like let's say a long conversation or a Discover feed, if you scroll and you let it slow down, as the feed is slowing the scroll, it gets jumpy. And Jerry and I took a dive into that Friday, and we took out session replay, and it was still doing it because, like, I was suspecting, well, maybe it's session replay. And we took out session replay, and it was still doing it. We took out, what else did we take out, Jerry?
We took out session replay, and I even think we tried with a flat list just to see if anything changed.
And it still was jumpy, but you went back several builds, like build 84, and it wasn't really doing that, right?
Yeah, it was 84 that I went back to. We could try that.
So we introduced something. I mean, along the way in this project. I've noticed it for weeks now, where the feeds are jumpy as they slow down, and it's really disappointing because we had them so smooth. Are you noticing that?
Uh, I'm updating the app on this flight to see it.
Okay.
Um,
It's really visible as the scroll is slowing. Like right before it stops, it jumps.
I see it too.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to think about like what we introduced in the fees. Like we have some shared components that are being used here and there that are being used in the feed as well. Maybe some with state updates going on there causes re-render or something like that. I'm not really sure what is it. But that's my initial thought. Let me see. No, not it.
What was the last thing you said?
I'm testing it right. Is it like the feed, the home feed?
Yeah, Discover, or even in a conversation that has a decent amount of conversation history. Actually, I got a problem here. I just downloaded the iOS version, and it says update. The new version of the app is available. Please update to continue. Is it possible I did not get the latest version? Oh, I did not get the latest version. 2.2.0. That's not the latest, right?
No, let me go in the App Store and I'll see what's up there.
I approve. It might take a little time too.
Okay, so it's not ready yet.
Yeah, 2.2.0 is what's in the store right now. It didn't.
Okay. So, do they tell you when it's actually ready, Danny?
No,
Oh, so we just gotta check.
no, yeah. Lately, it's been instant, but
I mean, yeah, I would expect it to be in minutes.
Wait a second. Circles for me shows 2.2.05.
Okay, maybe I just need to.
Yeah, maybe it just pushed.
Yeah. Let's see. Not for me.
Nope. I mean, it could be Apple's like CDN. They're persisting it out through their CDNs and all, and the one that hit for Ismail has the update.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen before too, where it rolls it out to like Chantel's phone before mine.
Okay, I'll just give you a few more minutes. I mean, were you gonna say something?
I'm trying it. I don't see that jumpiness every time. It's only like when that last scroll is the one that's gonna introduce new items. That's why things are shifting and you see that jumping. But like, I don't see it every time I scroll at the very end. Like I scroll, watching at the very end, nothing happens. Or is it really subtle, or
Is it what?
is it like really subtle, or
Well,
it's obvious? Because I don't see it. Maybe I just and I wait, and I don't see.
and you're not on a physical device, are you?
No, in a physical device.
You are on a physical device?
Yeah, this flight version, the latest one.
Okay, and yeah, no, it's pretty obvious. Like, go to a conversation that has history in it.
Are we talking feed, discover, precision, or whatever there's a list?
Discover feed is
Yeah.
what.
I noticed it the most in Discover. Like chat, not as much, but it's most apparent in Discover.
Okay, yeah, because I'm in discover. Let me try to scroll.
Yeah, like I'm in the text view chat right now, and it's quite jittery. And what version is this? This is 2205.
So I can't I can get into the old version of the app. I'm still waiting for this new version, but I can share my screen and show you, but it's not going to be as clear through this Google Meet. It's just going to lose frames, but it's basically like losing frames, or It's jumpy, right? Like it actually, does it move up and down, Jerry? Or does it lose frames?
It's
Can
almost like
you record it and send it to me?
sure, yeah. Let me.
I might have a screen record.
I mean, this is perfect if I got it here. Yeah, check this out, Amin. I'm gonna place this in the development channel.
Hey, it triggered
What triggered?
the app review.
Nice.
Oh, good.
I can even write a review without leaving the app, and it takes me to the circles. It says title and then the review, and you just submit it all within the app.
Okay, great.
So the link I added worked, the configuration link.
Nice. It won't work yet on iOS, or will it?
This is iOS. That's it.
It is iOS. Okay.
This is iOS. I
Okay,
didn't
cool.
test on Android yet. I left the thing to I left the internal testing to do it. So I'm just running a review right now, just kind of see if it actually gets submitted. So, but so far it's looking good.
Great. And so right now it's only available to us test users, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I can push a OTA and remove the array to make it for everyone without having to have a new build.
I want to do another build this week anyway with some just small
Mhm.
changes. I don't want to do any kind of major updates just yet. We can work on some small improvements, and that way we can get another one sooner. Were you say something, Jerry?
No, sorry, just myself in my chair.
Okay. Well, I just submitted it. It said that it went through successfully. If I go to the app, let me see if it I don't know how to, let me see if it shows my review or not. It should tell me if I reviewed the app or not, right? Like if I go to the App Store.
It should.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me see.
Well, actually, it takes like a couple days to show up sometimes.
Well, but it should at least tell me that I have left a review, I think, no?
Yeah, you should have an option to leave multiple reviews. It should either.
Yeah, but like, can I see my review? Like that's
Yeah, I'm not. No, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it should either show your review or show that your review has been submitted.
I mean, I can see that I can submit another review here, but
It will, huh?
no, I can see like it says tap to rate, but
Right.
but yeah, but I think it did go through. Like you said, yeah. I mean, the API is from Apple and it says successful, so pretty sure it did go through. I don't know how to check that. I guess we'll find out soon. But
and you did 3 signature actions.
I did 3 signature moves. I went to home. I got the modal. I submitted the stars. It was like, okay, are you done or do you want to write a review? So you get both options, which is nice. I was like, no, I want to write a review. So it pulled up a drawer. It didn't actually leave the app.
Cool.
And I wrote my review. I submitted it. It says successful. It hit it. I'm back in the app.
Okay, cool. Great.
Without ever leaving.
So should we do a PR with it like now opened up for everyone?
Again, if you want to just open it, I can just do that through OTA without a critical build. You know what I mean? But so I don't think a build just for this is necessary, because all I have to do is remove an array, unless you want to do more fancy kind of. Because like right now I have it when you go to home, so I don't know if you want to keep it like that. If you want to do something more fancy, this was just kind of for testing more than anything else.
So it would be 3 signature actions, then home.
Mm-hmm.
What if I did 3 signature actions and I closed the app
As soon as you land home, it doesn't matter when you land home after 3 signature. If you close it, if you don't close it, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And that's a good test, by the way, to do. So for people who are testing, try to do 3 signature actions, close the app, open it, and then go to home. That would be a good test.
Okay.
I didn't close the app and it worked for me. So maybe somebody else wants to try while closing it. And let's remember that we might be limited to how many times we see this. So let's use our, I guess, limited times we get to see this properly. And maybe we have one person not test it, so that if we're going to test it, like maybe after the update, the OTA update, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe only one person can test it now, like either Todd or you or just one person.
Yeah. So I mean, as soon as that build is available, it's still not available for me, but yeah.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying is maybe if you want to test it, let's have everybody else hold off on it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that we can test it after the OTA update as well.
Okay.
Because me and you might not be able to see it again for a while.
That's true. Okay, will do. I mean, are you seeing this? You know, it's not really as clear in Slack because Slack also loses frames. So, you know, I sent you a screen recording and I'm watching it in Slack and it's not the same as on my phone. Like it's super jittery in Slack because Slack's losing frames, you know? But what are you noticing?
I'm playing on slow mode to see it.
Yeah, it's not as noticeable in Slack. Like if the recordings on our phone are very evident.
Right. If you were sitting next to
there,
yeah, zip it like and send it.
Yeah, maybe if I drop it on like Google Drive in the full like quality, maybe that would be better.
Yeah, our email.
Yeah,
I'm gonna email it to you. I mean, I think I have your email, Jess. Maybe not. Oh wait, yeah. Is it abouhli@sircles.com?
Yep.
You use that one? Okay.
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay, I'm sending it. That should retain the quality and everything. Yeah, definitely jittery. It's really unfortunate that it's doing this. Yeah, I think it's losing frames. Oh yeah, the other thing we tested, Jerry, is you had the JS thread and the other thing going, and the numbers were normal, right?
Yeah, the numbers were normal. It was whenever I turned on the flat list was where things went crazy. So we definitely want to keep it a flash list.
Yeah.
John, it's happening to me in Facebook and Instagram too.
What is?
The lagging.
Yeah, but you said it was like part of your iPhone 16.
Way less, but it's the exact same thing.
Maybe it has nothing to do with iPhone 16. Maybe it has to do with iOS 18.
Maybe. I mean, it's not consistent. I can barely see it.
Because I'm on an iPhone 13.
Yeah, then it might be iOS 18. I'm looking through other applications that have long scrolls to see if I can find one that like replicates it as aggressively as ours, and I've not had that happen yet. Like ours is pretty obvious, like you said, especially when it slows. But it's not completely alone. I'm gonna see if I can find another one that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it in DoorDash the other day.
Same thing, like when it slows.
Yeah. Not as bad as ours, but yeah.
18 is so bad, man. This operating system sucks.
Yeah, so maybe there's nothing we can do about it. If it's an iOS problem,
there's
Well,
something we can do about it because ours is worse than everybody else's.
well, true. Okay. I mean, were you gonna say something?
No, like the video you sent me, like is it happening on the 4th second, like the timestamp, so I can see clearly? Because like I'm yeah, like I can see that jumping. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's not. It's smooth. Both scrolls. It's jump. It's jumps. There's two. I swiped twice.
but scroll, I can only see one. I'm finding it very hard. Ismail, are you seeing it? Like, do you have the video?
I didn't send it to this one.
Fine now. Not look at it.
Do you want me to forward the video to you?
You're looking at the one I sent you in your email. I mean,
Yeah, in the email.
okay.
It-
So, go ahead.
Sorry, Ishmael, do we have a name for the function in iOS that handles the scrolling and that automatic slowdown? It's something I'm assuming native to iOS, right?
So we're using, when it comes to scrolling, we're using a flash list.
It's called the flash list.
Yeah, so it's a React Native component that is built by Spotify. It's like a third party library. It's built by Spotify, I think.
Shopify.
Or not Spotify, Shopify. And it's basically the React Native version of this is called Flat List. But the Flash List is like kind of a more improved version off of that. It's a little quicker. It has some like fancy caching / preloading techniques. So that's what we're using.
Yeah. Okay. So I just did a little quick chat GPT. There's many apps that use this same thing. Discord is one of them, and I'm experiencing the same thing in Discord, but again, just not as aggressive.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see my screen.
Yeah.
See what says Saturday Night Live.
Rob? Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I can see this other one. I like
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to back up a little bit. So when the card gets to about here, it jumps. Slow motion is not really an ideal way to look at it because it's subtle. So like when you go in slow motion, you go frame by frame anyway. But I think it's about right here. That
Okay.
right there. But when you play it in normal speed, obviously it's not going to be as clear here, but right there is where it has a significant, it does this every time I scroll. And it also does it here in the beginning. So right there, when, when this one appears, this because as it's slowing down, this Big Daddy burger shows up. Yeah, but the Saturday Night Live one is even more evident when basically when Saturday Night Live appears on the screen, it's a huge jump right there. Like right there. There. It lifts from here to there. Why? Why is it jump from here to here? Like that's a big jump. So watch again, it's regular speed. You tell me you can see it, because like this is gonna drive me insane.
Right now, let me see again the video. I'm focusing on reading the Saturday Night Live.
I just scroll in the feed. If you scroll a feed in Discover feed, you can't miss it. Like it's just all the time, everywhere. Like as it slows down, it's skipping the whole way. Like every
Like the jump, is it like
yeah.
jumps?
So even if it's paginated, so like we're all the way paginated. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll. There, jumped, jump, 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 jump. It's impossible to miss. So that it's even after it's paginated. So like as I slow down, there's a skip, there's a skip. There's one, there's one, there's one. There's a that was subtle, that one. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's it's just like constantly.
Might have a hint. I was doing it along with you, John,
Uh,
and you kind of had a break. I wasn't watching your screen. I was doing it the same thing as you were counting, and you stopped at 11. And I don't know if that's because you just got tired of counting, or if it because it didn't do it for you for a second. But it didn't do it for me for a second, and the same time you stopped counting.
no, it's consistent. Like right here, it's doing it constantly in this chat. There, like really bad.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are seeing. It's really
impossible to tell on the, you already have such a low frame rate on the share. I can't see it at all, but I know exactly what you're saying because I see it perfectly on my screen. It's the exact same thing that you're describing.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you now, John, to go back to the Discover,
Yeah.
and now you have everything loaded for you there. Like go to the top. Yeah. Things like try to reproduce it again. Do you see the jump again?
Yes.
You still do, even like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if it's paginated, it's every time it slows down. And even when I first swipe, it does it like right away, and then as it slows down, does it again.
well, I don't see the jump.
It feels like oh, it's so annoying.
When if I like I really scroll a lot of stuff and I go back to the top and I'm scrolling, I just see the jump. But like if I'm scrolling the first time, I'm seeing the jump.
It does it both ways. It's doing it up and down. So here, I'll go up. There. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. There it is again. It's just.
Snail, did you see it?
It goes like this. Like you're not gonna be able to see it in the stream. You can
Yeah,
on your phone, Ismail, you see what I'm talking about? You can go to this chat too, freeze testing, and just hear like that's really bad. It's like
if it's doing it in all the logs all at once, I'm starting to think it's not something necessarily we did wrong. It's looks from the looks of it. I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks like with the new iOS, it's not playing well, flashless. Did we update it in this latest build? I remember we were
That's
a
a
little
great
bit behind,
point.
and we did do an update.
Yeah, did we update flash list? I mean,
I don't think so. We did. No, but let me be
because
sure.
maybe
I remember we updated it because we were testing something else. It was
we did.
for what were we doing? You and Jerry were working on something.
we were looking for the memory leaks and things.
Yeah,
memory leaks. Correct. We ended up updating it. Did that carry on, or did that just?
No, it did not. Let me to be sure. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
I think you updated it to the version below where they're at because the most updated one was more involved, like it was breaking things, if I recall.
Let me see the like somewhere update.
I might be thinking of a different library, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this.
No, it did not. Like we haven't updated it.
Okay, why not?
We never like we did not update it because we didn't find a use case for us to update it.
I see. I think we can have one now. Maybe even check the docs. Does it say they fixed any kind of scrolling issues?
Well, I can look, but in general, like flashless do a good work of having smooth scrolling. But if you really look as you're doing right now, you'll find it jittery in some places.
But
And
it's not, I mean,
it was not, yeah,
it's
it's
totally
really,
unacceptable. It's really, it makes the app look like amateurs built it. It's, I don't know why you're not seeing it, but it's not, because I know what you're talking about. I remember when it was perfectly smooth. So, and I know other apps that are perfectly smooth. I know what that feels like. So then when it's not smooth, it really stands out. Like really like amateur, like what, how it feels very broken. And it's every swipe. It's not sometimes, it's every swipe.
mm-hmm.
So
I don't know what we introduced to cause it this way, and
maybe we didn't. Maybe iOS 18 plus,
mhm.
and then now we need to update flash list to cooperate.
Do we pass immutable data to flat list?
um, watch this. It's
Because
like
the re-render, because if not, then it could be re-rendering, right? Which might be causing that glitch.
yeah, it all depends on the implementation, and we didn't change how we implementing it. It's
It does seem like it's re-rendering, like kind of like I would like to rule that out. Is it possible that it's re-rendering? I mean,
possible, yeah, but
how would you know if it is?
I will just do some logs and see if the render
Okay.
happened on the scroll.
Will you start with that? Because it does that because my phone's really warm right now.
Well, we would theoretically know without having to even check logs. I mean, if we're passing immutable data, then we're not re-rendering. But if we're, do we know if the data that we're passing is getting reloaded, or when we pass it, is it static?
Because when you scroll, new data coming in, and data needs to be dynamic. So
But the
Even when I'm
previous data.
very, I could be at the very top with no pagination and no new data theoretically is coming in. I mean,
yeah,
that's
so we would need to look into it because I don't really know what's going on here.
yeah. Will you take a quick look? Um, so I think we have a couple theories. One, maybe iOS 18 made their changes and Flashless had to make changes to keep up and we need to update, or maybe we are re-rendering and then with that's a more serious problem which we should solve. Because my phone is really warm right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't done a lot, you know. So, will you check that for me if it's re-rendering?
Yeah, let me see.
Okay. Let me see if I can download the new version.
Is it worse in the messages?
It kind of
Or
is, right?
feed?
It depends on the conversation.
If
But
there's a lot happening?
yeah, some of the conversations you notice they're very bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in more than one list. So Ismail, you were saying like maybe we should update. And in fact, why not just update? Like, what's stopping us from updating? I mean,
But we just have to like make sure it is safe to update. And we have to make sure it works well with our expo and all that. And we maybe, I mean, we can probably read some documents and see if they did
If
mention this at all.
I'm looking through their release history, they did not mention anything about scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
and it works with Expo. Like if it was not, we would not be able to use it.
Oh no, I just mean that sometimes some libraries versions tend to work better. Like for example, React Native Lotties
Uh,
don't